Hello, everybody. Welcome to Live at 5 here at Broadway.com. It is Friday, September 20th. I'm Beth Stevens.
And I'm Paul Wontork. Thank God it's Friday.
Thank you, Paul.
Sorry.
And we're here in the studio with Caitlin Moynihan.
Hello.
And we have a very special guest
here,
today.
Bob?
Eric Chambliss is here from the Jersey Boys tour.
Woo!
We love a Jersey
Yes,
boy.
We do. We will get to Eric, but first our top 5.
Some stage favorites have joined this upcoming revival.
Hey, Beth.
Hey, Paul.
I know you're a big Tony Kushner fan.
I am.
I remember we saw it was in America together, didn't we? Yes,
Twice we did.
Now, do you know A Bright Room called
Day? I've read it, but I've
You've
never
read
seen it.
Okay, because I actually don't. I don't know. This is another.
Is this an early play?
An early play of it is supposed to be fantastic, and I'm really excited because the Public Theater is bringing it back. And today, it starts October 29th, by the way, and Oscar Eustis, who runs the Public, is directing it. But we found out the casting today. Michael Urie.
Yay.
Nikki M. James, Tony winner Nikki M. James. Who else? Michael Esper. This is great people. Grace Gummer. Crystal Lucas Perry. I don't know her, but I'm sure she's fantastic too. Nadine Malouf, Mark Margulis, Max. Oh, Max. Werdendijk?
Max Wurtendijk. I'm making it German.
Okay, they're all going to be in it. So this is an interesting play
Yeah.
because it's about Nikki M. James plays an actress in Nazi Germany, right? Or as the Nazis are rising. And then it's also about a woman in Long Island thinking that Reagan is turning into a Nazi, which says a lot about politics because that's, I guess, when the play happened. But now it's a revised version. Now there's a third character worried about the world today, which I'm sure is why they're bringing this play back. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting. And it's also been extended. So it starts October 29th and it plays at the Public through December 15th.
And we've got some updates on this monster repertory.
Very good, Caitlin. Very good. We're talking about Classic Stage Company. They're going to really entertain us because they're doing Dracula and Frankenstein.
The musical? No, not the musical.
Not the musical, but that was entertaining as well. Sarna Lapine, who we know from the Broadway production, most recent revival of Sunday in the Park with George. She was director, is going to direct Dracula, and Kate Hamill, who we know from Pride and Prejudice, such a fantastic look at you.
Moynihan's clutching her heart.
She's
Pride and
clutching.
Prejudice.
Oh, okay.
She's clutching.
Pride and Prejudice.
Little Women, and Mansfield Park. She is adapting Bram Stoker's Dark Tale.
Okay.
It says Bram Stoker's Dark Tale.
Yeah.
And
Star.
she's also a performer, and she will play Renfield.
Oh.
And then there's been a little bit of
Is
a
that
switch.
the vampire? Who's Renfield? The vampire?
Don't ask me about Dracula.
Okay.
Tristan Bernays, who will now adapt the company's production of Frankenstein. There was a different person adapting it. Now it's Tristan Bernays. They will play in rep. So that means, it begins Dracula begins January 14th. Okay. Frankenstein begins on January 30th. But they're going to do all these 6 performance weekends, which sounds horrible for the actors, but amazing for the audience because you can see Dracula and Frankenstein like one during the day and one in the evening.
It's like The Inheritance, but unrelated.
It's like Angels in America, but totally unrelated. That's correct.
Just totally different stories.
Totally different
Let's see
stories.
'em
One's
together.
Bram Stoker, one's Mary Shelley. You know this from, 8th grade or whatever. So both productions officially open on February 17th, and they go through March 8th at Classic Stage Company.
Can you imagine seeing the Wildhorn Dracula and Mel Brooks' Young Frankenstein in the same day?
No.
Me neither.
I will also say that John Doyle, the artistic director of Classic Stage Company, is in a dark mood because bookending these 2 productions will be his productions of Macbeth and Assassins.
Wow.
Lots going on down on 13th Street.
This is the world we're living in.
Yeah, there we go.
This is our escapist art these days.
So if you want to have fun, go downtown. There you go.
Yeah, and we got some sad news about this touring production of Xanadu.
Oh, this one really annoyed me because I love Jinx Monsoon, and I actually saw Jinx Monsoon up in P-Town last month.
Tell us all about it.
And I said, that was amazing, Jinx. What's next? And she was like, I'm in Xanadu. And I was like, oh my God, of course you are. I forgot. Because this tour was announced, and Ginger Minge, also of RuPaul's Drag Race, 2 RuPaul's Drag Race favorites, we're going to do this tour now. It's been postponed. It was supposed to play, it was a small tour, but 13 cities, and now they've officially postponed it. I think they were already in rehearsal, so I don't know exactly what went down here, but hopefully we'll get to see them. They were going to play the Mary Testa, Jackie Hoffman, evil
women.
woman, that whole thing. Anyway, Ginger Minch is a big Broadway fan because I remember she was at
We did see her
Broadway,
at Broadway
Con
Con, yes.
doing a video for Logo. And Jinx Monsoon is fantastic, has done a lot of musicals, and I'm still hoping that we get to see these amazing talents do some legit musical theater like this.
Totally
so,
legit.
and I hope the tour happens. So good luck, ladies.
And we've got some amazing Joseph news.
London cannot get enough of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Said the whole title. There you go. It is going to return to the London Palladium in 2020 with previews beginning July 2nd, opening night July 16th for a 10-week limited engagement. They love to get to come in and then leave and then come back. We don't know any casting, but this is the staging by Lawrence Connor and choreographer Joanne M. Hunter, Broadway lady. The recent West End staging was led by Jack Yarrow as Joseph and Sheridan Smith as the narrator and Jason Donovan as Pharaoh. We don't have casting for next summer, but we'll keep you posted.
And my 13-year-old self is freaking out over this news, seriously.
Really?
Yes,
Really?
I loved this show.
Oh,
My
13.
33
When I was
talking about
13.
13.
I was 13 when it came out.
We don't.
Oh,
we
wow.
don't.
Okay, I was in my 30s.
Yeah. We
but-
worked here.
But it's
Yay.
fun. It's just Robert Brown musical. It didn't last long on Broadway, but it has a lot of fans. So Robert Horn, who won the Tony Award this year for
Tootsie.
for the book of Tootsie, he was here on Live at 5, and I remember asking him about 13. And he said, "Oh, there's some news to come on 13. News coming soon."
told the truth.
Well, it took 4 months, but now we know the news, which is that Netflix is making a movie of it.
Wow.
It says here into a family film. It's always been a family.
It had
It's a
real.
family musical
I
too.
mean, it had real 13-year-olds in it at the time. A lot of them.
Like Ariana Grande,
Like Ariana Grande.
famously.
Very famously.
Anyway, it's about Evan Goldman, a little kid, 13-year-old, who moves from New York City to small-town Indiana. So he's like super cool and he has to deal with them. And after grappling with his parents' divorce, he prepares for his impending bar mitzvah, and it's a lot of fun. Maybe Ariana Grande can play a teacher. Or
Play the mom.
Or a rabbi.
A mom.
Cantor.
I don't know.
She's not at mom level yet.
No,
She
not
could
mom.
just play a kid again.
Babysitter.
She still looks like a teenager, just not 13. Anyway, this is cool. And so the other big names are Tamara Davis is the name of the director. So look on the site and find out more about that. That news just came out. So I don't know when it'll be on Netflix, but Netflix is the home of Broadway. That's their new tagline.
Broadway is the home of Broadway also. What else do we have on the site today, Paul?
I don't know. What else?
We have
the latest character study with the fantastic Adrienne Walker, who, of course, is Nala in The Lion King. She's back in Nala makeup. She was in
Nala makeup.
She was in
Kiss Me Kate.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she's back over at The Lion King. And I Gotta Dance.
Right.
With Ramon Owens of Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
What else?
Amazing.
We have a picture of the two-person cast of The Sound Inside and that director and playwright, Adam Rapp, David
Okay.
Cromer, Will Hoffman.
Okay.
Thank you, Paul.
I'm getting out of here because we have a jersey. today.
Happy
We got a
weekend
Jersey
to
boy.
you. Caitlin, will you tell us a little bit more about our guest?
Gladly. Yes, we got Mr. Eric Chambliss here in the studio with us today because he's about to head out on tour as part of Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons as Bob Gaudio and the national tour of Jersey Boys. Whoop, whoop. He's done Jersey Boys before. He's coming back to the Jersey Boys family. He also was on Broadway and Fiddler on the Roof, which marked his Broadway debut. We were talking about that earlier. So we got a lot to talk to him about. Make sure you follow him at tallboy_Chambliss and then tell him to post more. That's what you should do. And then you should leave your comment. You should leave your questions in the comments below too. But everyone, please welcome Eric and Beth.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Thank you.
Hi, Eric.
Hi.
I'm going to sit up really straight because you are quite tall,
Yeah,
but so is Bob Gaudio.
He is. He's a tall guy.
He's a tall guy. So have you met him? I think you have.
I have met him. Yeah, I met him in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
You met him in New Jersey.
Yeah, it was pretty
That's
epic. I
beautiful.
mean, of all places to meet him, that's where you want to go, the hometown area.
So were you nervous? I
Um,
would be a little. I mean, you're playing Bob Gaudio.
Yeah, what was weird about it is we had just arrived. We were doing an early sound check to go through everything we needed to in very much detail. And then as the four of us are on stage ready to start our set of songs, in walks Bob. And we were like, okay, game time is now. But it was really fantastic to have that experience and meet him. We did a rehearsal in front of him, and that, I tried not to think about it, but
But that's all you were thinking
You know,
about.
it was like you get to the end of the show, and there's no spoiler alerts here because people know Jersey Boys.
Sure.
But we talked to the audience a lot, and in the last part of in the last moments of the show, each guy has a moment to have their final direct address with the audience, and there I am, kind of summing up my life story to the guy whose life it actually belongs to, and that was pretty surreal.
That sounds surreal. That sounds
Yeah.
like out of body experience type
Yeah.
surreal. So let's talk about you.
Yeah,
Let's
sure.
talk about
let's
you,
talk about
tall
me.
boy. I like just saying that because you said it.
Yeah.
Tell me about your background. When did you start performing?
Sure. I started performing back in high school, honestly. I was very much into sports to begin with, and a friend of mine wanted to do a high school play, and I was like, I guess, sure, I'll give it a shot.
You sounded
And,
very enthusiastic.
I was very enthusiastic. It was Anne of Green Gables.
I see why.
And Sue Williamson, our director, kind of sparked an interest very early on, and it was really fantastic. I loved it so much that I kind of abandoned sports, committed to theater.
Anne of Green Gables just pulled you through the other side. Is that what
No,
you're
no,
telling us?
No, there were a few more
Oh,
in the
okay.
mix there. And then I started to just really open my eyes towards the world of theater and
Were
everything
you
I
already
had
a
to
singer?
offer. No, I
No?
wasn't. I didn't start singing until maybe midway through high school, and then music kind of entranced me just as much as theater did, and that's what drew me to music theater, and that's where my interest really lies right now.
That's amazing. So
Yeah.
you're from Ottawa, Illinois.
That's correct, yeah.
So that is not in Canada.
It
I
is not?
I have a PhD in Google. So tell us what that was like growing up.
Yeah, it's a small town, but it's close enough to Chicago, so you can get into a big city very easily. I enjoyed it. It was really great. It's one of those things where you grow up in a small place and you just want to get out, and
Right.
then you get out and you go experience more things in the world. And now I appreciate going home because
Because you get away from the
it's
city.
different than
Yeah.
the big city. Yeah, honestly.
So tell me your history with Jersey Boys.
My history is that was actually one of the first Broadway shows I saw in Chicago, actually. I didn't really start to go see major shows like that until like my high school years, and that really entranced me. And it was something I always appreciated, but it was off the radar for me. Didn't really ever push myself towards it, but it kind of came up later in my time here in New York, and I went in, and I was really then vying for the chance to get to do this role.
You've done it before, is that right?
I did it this last year.
So where did you go last time, and where are you going on tour this time?
We hit a lot of cities. So what's great about it is we go in and out of some major cities like Chicago and where else were we? We were in Orlando. We spent some time out west in Folsom, which is close to Sacramento.
So you get up,
And-
you really get to see the country.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we covered a lot of ground. We went up to Canada, we went up to Victoria and Toronto for 2 weeks, but then we hit a lot of smaller towns too. So what's cool about this is it's now been out for long enough, and they have the production that fits in the smaller spaces. So we can go to these smaller towns and do this show, and it's amazing because these are people that usually don't get to see a big production like this, and they get the full quality production in their own hometown. Yeah.
So tell me what some of your tricks of being on the road are, because it's
Yeah.
not easy to pack up every few days, and I assume you have tech constantly, and keep yourself healthy and keep your voice in shape and all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it, as I think you just kind of find your routine. You sleep as much as you can on the bus, or
Good old bus sleeping.
Good old bus sleeping, plane sleeping. You find your little tricks to rest, and then you also want to take care of your body and your voice, and it's strenuous. I mean, you're getting into new towns sometimes daily, and
Wow.
you have to do a sound check in every new venue. So it's a pretty tight schedule, but you kind of learn to love the routine, or at least I did, which was lucky for me, I would say.
All right, now I'm going to ask you a serious question.
Yeah, please.
Okay. Tell us about Kona the Wonder Dog.
Oh my God, she's so wonderful.
I got this from his bio.
yeah.
I'm not like a mind reader
No,
or
it's
something.
true. She's in my bio for a reason. She's our little rescue dog. my girlfriend Nicole. It's her birthday today, by the way.
Happy birthday, Nicole.
Happy birthday, Nicole Fergie. Nikki Fergie. Nicole Ferguson.
Fergie.
We adopted her a little over a year ago from Korean Canine Rescue, which is a wonderful rescue organization. And she truly, I mean, like day one, couldn't leave the crate. Like we knew we were picking a project dog.
Yeah.
She had been through stuff. You can look up more about it. It's a really wonderful organization. They rescue dogs from South Korea, and find volunteers to bring them to various locations across the world. New York is one of the places that they have a sister agency, and they operate, I believe, out of Brooklyn.
Did you name her, or did she come with the name Kona the Wonder Dog?
She came with a different name, but it was a Korean name that we couldn't pronounce very well. So
Fair.
You know.
So where did this name come from?
Kona is the Hawaiian word for lady, and Nicole's mom grew up in Hawaii, so we wanted something that was kind of sweet.
And Wonder Dog came from the fact that she's a wonderful
She's
dog.
just a wonderful dog. Yeah, she's doing very well.
Not many people put their animals in their bio, so I just had to
know.
bring it up.
I know.
Tell me about like booking your first Broadway show.
That was an incredible experience. I feel like I couldn't have been luckier to book that particular show, which just
So this was the most recent revival of Fiddler.
This was the most recent revival of Fiddler, led by Danny Burstein and Jessica Haft.
Bart Scher directing.
And with Bart Scher directing, yes. It was fantastic, and the whole experience was just so thorough and well thought out. And Hofesh Schechter was an amazing person to work with. He created this choreography that really helped set the tone in the world.
This is the Israeli choreographer.
Yes, yeah, and he has his dance company out in London. And Danny and Jessica just set this wonderful, warm precedent that radiated throughout the whole company, which is necessary for Fiddler. You need a strong sense of family.
That you got your first Broadway job, and what do you do? How do you celebrate? I want to hear the.
How do I celebrate?
What happens?
I got the call and I put the phone down and I just went blank, and I walked out into the living room and my roommate was sitting there, and I just looked at her and I said, I think I just booked Broadway. And she freaked out, and I was just like, it was too out of body.
So you
for
go into
me,
shock,
yeah.
is what happened.
A little bit, yeah. It was a little bit of shock, I would say.
Well, I know you all have questions because I'm watching Caitlin scroll.
It's
so,
true.
Caitlin, what are our viewers asking?
Yes, so Jenna actually wants to know, because off the topic of Broadway, after you did a Broadway show, what is the biggest differences you've seen in doing tour versus Broadway? Obviously, besides moving around.
Oh
touring.
yeah, that's a big factor with touring. I would say the process is different only because you are truly moving around. You are going from place to place. You don't have the consistency of the same house. You don't have the same audiences. It's weird to say, but when you go from place to place, you kind of get different reactions from people. That's one of the fun things about touring this show. It's about music that everybody has a prior experience with and everybody has a connection to. And it's a behind the music story that some people know and a lot of people, they don't know. And it's really enticing for them to get to learn about these guys, hear this music, and you get to see how that plays off of them, because it's different in every single town we've gone to.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. So Jamie wants to know, what is it like playing such icons of music, and what are the audiences like across the country? Are they just like a rock concert? What's it like?
Yeah, honestly, you feel like you are just emulating a rock star. It's really fantastic. Which, like, who gets to do that, What
was your Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons history? Did you know this music growing up? Did your parents play it?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody sort of knows it's just it's in our blood. We know it. Even though we don't know where we heard it
Well,
first.
and it's so ingrained into
all the
pop
culture,
music as we know it. They were one of the first boy bands, actually. And they were one of the only groups to be around before the Beatles came to America and survive Beatlemania and still produce hits. And they produced a hit in, I think, every decade. So, yeah, it's incredible. And you really are representing these guys when you play these roles. So you have people who remember seeing them in concert. You have younger people who will somehow know the music and not know how they know the music, because Bob's a smart guy, and he's made sure the music shows up in so many different areas, in commercials, movies, just
It's all
across
over
the
the
board.
place.
It's all over the place, yeah.
Do you feel like you're bringing a little bit of Jersey all over the country? Just
Yeah.
spreading the Jersey around?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know what that means, but I'm curious what you think it means.
I think I know exactly what you mean somehow. And we do a lot of spreading around of Jersey. Some more than others, I'll say. You know.
Amazing.
We won't name names.
No, we don't name it.
We can. I think we have time for one more question, and Michael wants to know, going off of that, how does one prepare to be a rock star across the country? How do you prepare for this?
We have a really amazing group of people who teach us the show. They know the history. They give you the information you need to know where the guys were, how this fit into their careers, the effect it had on the communities across the nation, across the world. People know this music all over the world.
True.
Yeah.
Do you know other people who have played Bob Gaudio? Besides Bob Gaudio himself, who plays it every day.
Yeah, he's pretty good at it.
Yeah.
I've met people after booking the role, and I've met, I want to say, 3 or 4 different Bobs.
So that's there like a traveling brotherhood of the Bob Gaudio.
We should start one, honestly.
I think that'd be amazing.
Don't you? Yeah.
At least a group text.
Yeah.
Tall guys.
Tall
Yeah,
guys
maybe
playing
I'd
Bob.
post more if I had a,
I mean, you could
a
get
cult of
chastised a
Bobs
little
with
bit.
Just
me.
saying.
You call me out properly.
Just
It's okay.
saying.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
We want to
Not so
see
good with
more
the posting.
of Kona the Wonder Dog.
Of course.
Guys, you have to go see Jersey Boys. Tell us where you're going next.
Yeah, we start in New Haven, and then I believe the first main stop is Cincinnati.
Just getting right into the heartland.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming in, Eric. It's really
Yeah.
nice to meet you. Everyone, have a wonderful weekend. Caitlin, take us on out, please.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 every single weekday here on Facebook, and you can listen to us where we get your podcast by searching for #live at 5 and hitting that subscribe button. Be sure to tune in on Monday. We're going to talk to one of our favorites, Kara Lindsay, all about her upcoming Feinstein's 54 Below show.